We live in a material world, a world of physical objects driven by the belief that everything, our thoughts, our actions, even our purpose, can be reduced to material causes and effects.
But materialism wasn't always dominant. Humanity once sought meaning beyond the physical. We wrestled with virtue, justice, and transcendence. Life was about understanding ourselves in relation to something greater.
Indeed, materialism was once a tool, not a worldview. It served human needs but didn't define them. Communities sought harmony, valuing relationships with the natural world over possessions. But then came the Industrial Revolution, not just machines and factories, but a shift in how we think.
Human-centric ideas gave way to system-centric philosophies. Progress promised us a brighter future, but at what cost? We became mere cogs in a machine valued only for our productivity.
And materialism became more than a method, it became a way of life. It taught us to measure value in terms of output, to see nature as a resource to exploit, and to view humanity as a workforce rather than as unique individuals with transcendent purpose.
We see it everywhere, our economies, our politics, even in our relationships. Materialism promises empowerment but often strips us of meaning. It reduces life to transactions.
Yet for all its apparent strength, materialism is self-destructive. Science, once its greatest ally, has begun to challenge it. Quantum mechanics has undermined the deterministic cause and effect model. Empires built on materialist principles have risen and fallen, consumed by their own systems.
Because materialism ignores something fundamental, the human spirit. It dismisses questions of purpose as irrational, yet those are the very questions that sustain us. Without them, societies crumble.
So what are we running toward? What have we left behind? Materialism has taken us far, but at what cost? If we continue, we risk losing not just our connection to the transcendent, but the very essence of what makes us human.
Perhaps the answers aren't in the systems we've built, but in the questions we've forgotten to ask. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to live with purpose?
It's easy to feel lost when contemplating the meaning of life. Every question leads to more questions. Each step away from ourselves for perspective makes us feel smaller. But meaning doesn't have to be grand or universal. We create meaning through imagination and higher consciousness. We give significance to love, morality, and success.
We are like children playing with the world. Meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. We may never understand an overarching purpose, but we can still live with passion, forge deep relationships, and embrace the joy of existence.
And as we grow, our understanding of purpose evolves. In infancy, it's survival. In childhood, pleasure and independence. In youth, competition and self-preservation. Then belonging, mastery, achievement. Later, questioning norms, integrating perspectives, leading systemic change. Eventually, wisdom emerges, and finally we reach unity, where purpose is simply to be.
So, perhaps life isn't about chasing an ultimate purpose. It's about experiencing, evolving, and creating meaning in each phase.
Yes, and in doing so, we reclaim what materialism has obscured, the boundless potential of the human spirit.
Dr. Axell, do you ever wonder if we've lost something essential in our pursuit of progress?
You're thinking about materialism, aren't you?
We live in a world where everything, our thoughts, our actions, even our sense of purpose, is reduced to material causes and effects. But was it always this way?
No. There was a time when humanity sought meaning beyond the physical, virtue, justice, transcendence. Materialism was once a tool, a means to understand the world, not a defining worldview. But something changed.
The Industrial Revolution?
Yes, it didn't just bring machines and factories, it shifted how we think. Human-centric ideas gave way to system-centric philosophies. We began to see ourselves as cogs in a machine, measuring value in terms of output, seeing nature as a resource rather than a living entity, and defining humanity itself as a workforce rather than as unique individuals with a transcendent purpose.
Materialism claims to empower us, but in many ways it strips us of meaning. It promises progress, but at what cost?
The tides follow a rhythm, yet no one calls them progress. They simply are. Human life was once like that, rooted in relationships, in the cycles of nature, in truths rather than possessions. But now everything is a transaction. Even our relationships are influenced by economic value.
And yet, for all its dominance, materialism is inherently self-destructive. Even science, which once supported it, is now challenging it. Quantum mechanics has shown us that the world isn't as deterministic as we once believed. Empires built on materialist principles have fallen, only to be replaced by newer, equally flawed systems.
Because materialism ignores something fundamental, the human spirit. It denies the possibility of transcendence, dismisses questions of purpose and meaning as irrational. And in doing so, it creates societies that cannot sustain themselves. They fail to address the deeper needs of humanity.
Then what do we do? If materialism is an illusion, what's the alternative?
We step back from the race. We ask not where we are going, but what we've left behind. We remember that meaning isn't something we extract from the world, it's something we create.
But meaning changes, doesn't it? As we grow, as we evolve, what we see as meaningful shifts.
Exactly. A child's world is undifferentiated, a blur of sensations and emotions. Their purpose is survival, attachment. Then comes pleasure-seeking, impulsive action. Later, life becomes a competitive space where strength and dominance matter. Then we seek belonging, rules, external validation, and so it goes. Each stage of life redefines purpose, from mastery of skills to personal achievement, from questioning norms to leading with vision. Eventually, some reach a point where life is seen as an interconnected whole, where wisdom emerges, where the ego dissolves, and all that remains is presence. Human life evolves through distinct stages, each with its own sense of meaning. At birth, a child's only concern is survival. Meaning is found in security, being held, fed, and nurtured. Without love and attachment, a child cannot grow. As toddlers, we seek pleasure and avoid pain. Everything is an adventure: touch, taste, sound. Curiosity fuels us, and meaning is tied to joy and discovery. By adolescence, we crave identity and dominance. The world becomes a place to win or lose. We measure ourselves through achievements, strength, and status. As young adults, meaning shifts to relationships and structure. We find purpose in community, tradition, and moral frameworks, seeking to fit within society's rules. Adulthood brings the pursuit of excellence. We strive for competence, leadership, and financial stability. Success becomes the measure of meaning. Midlife brings reflection. We realize achievements alone don't fulfill us. We question past assumptions and seek deeper truths beyond material success. With wisdom comes the desire to give back. We mentor, create, and leave behind something meaningful, realizing fulfillment comes from serving others. At the highest stage, life is no longer about achievement, but about being. Meaning is found in each moment, in unity with all things. Each stage builds upon the last, leading us toward true fulfillment.
So the meaning of human life isn't found in some grand cosmic purpose, but in what we create within it.
We are all like children playing games of imagination. The meaning of life is to create, to play, to enjoy the game. Not because there's some ultimate answer waiting for us, but because the act of creating meaning is what makes us human.
Maybe the tide isn't progress. Maybe it's just another way to play. So meaning isn't fixed, it evolves.
Exactly. Life isn't about chasing a singular purpose, but embracing each phase fully. The challenge isn't finding meaning, it's creating it.